Hey, how you doing, my friend? Just having a beautiful little cappuccino here, and it's sunny out for once, so I'm sitting in the sun. Oh man, isn't it crazy how brainwashed so many people are? Like, they don't. Some people, you ever notice when you talk to them, it's almost like you can guess. I'll just like put my head right here, right? So, does that make it better for the sun? Some people, though, when you talk to them, it's like you can guess everything they're gonna say. Like the next thing they're gonna say, because everything they're saying is like something that you could find written, or like, for example, let's say someone is a die-hard Trump fan. You could just go to any of the mainstream media sites that support Trump, see what their opinions are, and that person will just spew back any of those things, you know? Or like some people, whatever it says on like CNN, for example, you know for a fact that that's what their opinion's going to be. So they're not even worth talking to almost. Like you start talking to them, they start going off, and you think, oh, I could have just watched CNN if I wanted to hear this opinion. And it just makes me think that they're extremely brainwashed. Or they just haven't taken the time at all to think about things for themselves, which that's how they allowed themselves to get brainwashed, essentially. I get it. Like, maybe not everyone has the time, so to speak, to sort things like that out in their mind. Like, but I think if you're not an NPC, then somehow in your heart you know what's true. Isn't that right? Most of the time, you can get a true feeling of what's true. And a lot of the time, it's not necessarily just what the group is going with, you know? Popular consensus doesn't always make it right. Oh, but you know that, right? Because you're not an NPC. You clicked on this video. mm. Mm. You know, I think the NPC metaphor is can be a little bit mean in a way, in the sense of that it's dehumanizing. But like I said before, these people have kind of dehumanized themselves by putting themselves in that category, by allowing themselves to be brainwashed. And I mean, I'm sure, like, everyone is brainwashed a little bit, some way or another. One of the keys, probably, well, firstly, trying to unbrainwash yourself, trying to figure out where are the things that I am getting completely wrong. That's one of the actual, in my opinion, and in a deeper spiritual sense, one of the actual keys, one of the actual parts of growing up and becoming a fully developed person is figuring out how the world conditioned you and getting rid of those conditions if they're not helpful. If they're helpful, then it's beneficial to realize at least that that's a condition that was forced onto you, but you can keep it if it's useful. But it's ideal to know where you're coming from. And that's one of the dangerous things, exactly like with the NPCs, is when the bandwagon is headed on a collision course, you don't want to jump on it, you know? And it's how tyranny has happened. It's how a lot of countries have devolved into absolute chaos. Because, well, the popular consensus is kill this ethnic group, so clearly that's the right thing to do. But there's no way that wouldn't make your soul sick. It's like, if you've ever read the book Unit 731, or, sorry, Ordinary Men, actually. Similar books in a way, but Ordinary Men. were all these Nazi police officers in World War II. They were just regular police officers, actually, but they were sent on an what do you call it, deployment to Poland to just execute people. That was essentially it. They're going there to police the Jews or the Roma, the Gypsies in Poland and that, and really they're just sent there to execute people. But none of them wanted to back out. All of the men were too afraid to back out. Even though, well, a few of them did. And surprisingly, they weren't actually ridiculed or anything. Surprisingly, they were probably admired later on by the other men. You see? Imagine if they all would have just made the right choice in the first place. But instead, no, they were afraid to let down their family or their country or their fellow men somehow. Like, they didn't want to, if I back out and I don't shoot these innocent people, then the next guy has to do it, and that's not fair to him. I mean, it's crazy how people can just rationalize anything like that. And that's why I'm saying you have to be so careful about what your actual values are and how you're going to uphold them. I guess the point is if it feels deeply wrong in your soul, then just don't do it. Don't kill people just because someone told you to. Seems like obvious, don't you think? Don't you think that the average human could look at something like the Holocaust, for example, and just be not deceived at all about the fact that that's a terrible thing? You know? It makes you wonder, and I think essentially that's how is NPCs. That's why it's like when you kill them, you didn't have to feel bad, right? In World War II, you would just shoot the Nazis, not feel bad about it. Not like war nowadays. You have to feel bad about everyone you kill. I'm joking, because that's the point. Killing is never right. But in a sense, yeah, metaphorically, the Nazis were possessed, right? Like the average Nazi soldier is just the average German, but yet they are all possessed by an evil spirit as a nation, essentially. And for some reason, that's how we chose human history to go down. I guess sometimes we have to battle those spiritual battles out in the physical world. That's my random rant for the morning. The sun's behind some clouds, and this coffee's good. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for confirming your identity as a player-controlled player, or whatever. See you next time. Till then, keep it real, even if keeping it real goes wrong.